Okay, so today we're going to batch create some content to grow my school community. And I'm going to show you exactly what I do. And I'm also going to share all of my Claude skill files and templates, etc. with you. So this is actually for day 4 of our traffic challenge. So if you don't know, I have a school community where we have a traffic challenge, where we now have an app inside of the traffic challenge. And on day 4, I am supposed to teach content batch creation because planning your content is kind of key to stay consistent with your traffic. So I thought the best thing to actually do this is to just show you live how I do it, take you behind the scenes. I can answer any questions. And then the good thing is I also have the recording to better record the actual content for day 4 of the traffic challenge. So if you're in the traffic challenge, by the way, we already have day 1 to 3 in there. And now I'm just starting day 4 with you. So today is all about batch creating your content so you can be more consistent. And so based on how you've configured your traffic dashboard, you will see different posts that you need to prepare. So remember, my setup is that I'm going with the stack of all, basically 6 channels that we can have. So you can see this is my stack is I do ads plus school plus YouTube plus Instagram plus Facebook plus email. And so we're gonna batch create the content now for this for the next month. First thing is I'm going live on YouTube. So this basically is already happening. And now I can put the live title in here. Oh, this is a scheduled one. I'm on Tuesday. What am I doing? And this is my traffic activity for the day. Now, let's see what else we have to create. So Instagram stories, that's relatively easy. We don't necessarily need to prep it, but we need to create carousels. And then also the Facebook stories, we can have them the same as the Instagram stories. So for that, I actually just like to use this as a guide. The story content. So basically here we have all of the stories for every single day. And what we could do is we could do the stories for today. So story number 1, sorry, I have to close this. Hook a bold statement or question that stops the scroll. Most people do wrong and it costs them. Result or topic advice nobody talks about. Okay, so what we can do is we can basically just take a picture of us preparing content. Okay. Picture here. One more time, I'm cut off. And then I'm just going to go into the Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom, and I have a preset that basically just makes the picture a little bit brighter. So I'm going to do that. And when it says most people do X wrong and it's costing them, I'm just going to adjust this, saving the copy to the device, Instagram, opening up, putting it to the stories. Okay, so now it's like this. And then we're just gonna say, most people overcomplicate. Most people can stay consistent with their traffic because they don't plan and batch create their content. And then I would say, join me live. And then what is our title? And watch me create 30 days of content from scratch. Okay. So basically I just added the text, and now I'm just gonna add the link to this live stream. And then we're done with that. Post for the day. And so for the stories, I really don't plan much else. I really just have this open to know what I should post. And I try to aim for at least one story per day. That's also in my plan. Have this open. But other than that, I don't like to overcomplicate it. And we can also just share this story to Facebook as well. And then basically those are done. So there's not much to prep for me for the stories. It's just to remember. To do it. And for that, I have this dashboard here. I'm just gonna reskin it to bring it in, to bring it into the app basically. So sharing my screen, yes. So I'm just gonna download this, and then I can bring it into the app on Lovable and add it as a knowledge guide, so it's a little bit easier as well. Add the content of this artifact as a knowledge guide. Under drive traffic in our current app design. So now I don't have to go to the separate artifact anymore, and my members also don't have to. All right, so who's here with me? Hi, Nikki. Good morning, Asa. Hi, Amanda. How's it going? Hi, Rochelle. Where did I grab the prompts from? They are currently in the social saloon inside of Growth Evelyn, but I also just baked them into the app as well. I'm gonna make sure to publish it. So they are currently here, the story content. I'm also going to share it in the chat. So let me just edit here. Story content calendar. And then with this, we already have kind of a big piece off as well. So today I also have my story, and I have one done. I will probably add more, so I'm not checking it off yet for the day. What was missing yesterday? I did actually launch new ads yesterday. So today we actually have not done the update yet. I'll do it in a second. Let's focus on the content creation more. So with that, we have our stories basically done. Then next up, we basically have the carousels. So for the carousels and in general for your content, it's always great if you can use content from within your membership. And here you see we also have this pillar piece of content. And what you want to do if you don't have any content created yet, I highly recommend you just every single day record yourself for 3 to 5 minutes, just talking about the lessons that you've learned, and basically also behind the scenes of what did you do today to build your business? Because that context the transcripts from these reflections, they can become the best context for your content. Right, so then I prefer Loom. Just record yourself with Loom, and then that transcript becomes the best context for your content. If you already have content, for example, in your school community, then that's even better. So I already have the traffic challenge as the content, and now I want to pick a pillar piece for the week. And yesterday we talked about validating our offer, which is such an important point, and I want to make this as a pillar piece for the week. So I'm just adding that, and I'm going to make the next pieces around this offer validation. And so first I have to get the transcript of it. So this again was recorded as a Loom. And then I'm gonna head to Claude, and first I just say, what are all the viral carousel topics you can find in here that will appeal to the largest audience possible while perfectly leading back into Grow with Evelyn. Okay, so this is now for the carousels. So Tier 1, highest viral potential. Why your business feels like an uphill battle. The free offer, types of offers, which one you have right now. Stop trying to revive a dead horse. I think the why your business feels like an uphill battle is great. You don't need ads forever, but you need them for this. I also like this. Why asking your audience. This, I really like this. What validation ads actually tell you. Educational. So I think why asking your audience if your offer is good is the worst. Market research is great. And then also why your business feels like an uphill battle. I also want to share something with you that I found super helpful recently. So in order to do that, I want to share a few accounts with you that I follow for kind of content advice. First off, this is my Instagram coach, and he helps me script for Instagram. It makes a huge difference. I'm learning so much from him. The biggest gift he gave me, and by the way, I hired him in, I think, January, and he had like under 4,000 followers. So he's just crazy good. You can also see by the people he's followed. He's really good. And he's awesome. And one of the biggest kind of things that he taught me is to think in topics and formats. And so what you want to do is when you try to find topics that you make reels about. So big lesson I learned from him was I thought that we can just repurpose the content we already have and then we make those the reels. And that's just not going to work. What is working is you have to have a topic that people are interested in, and you have to have a format that's proven. And for both, you want to basically look at your feed, look at topics that you could make about, then go and investigate on an account if that topic is an outliner on that account as well. So for example, when we look at an outliner, right? So I get still pretty small views, but for example, this one here got, I think 15,000 views. Yeah, 15,000 views. So that's more for my channel. And so this one here, we can look at this at the format, right? So it's a split screen. I'm not talking, it's this in 2025 versus this in 2026. So we can look at the format, but we can also look at the topic. So what is this all about? This is about what AI tools we used to use and which ones we're using right now. And so what you want to look for is, if you're finding an outliner on someone's channel, always write down what topic is it, what format is it. And to create a video, you always want to look at the format is proven and the topic is proven. So basically, if you find 2 accounts where the topic where an outliner has that topic, you can consider the topic is validated. If you find 2 accounts where the format is an outline, you can find consider the format is validated. So that was really helpful to start thinking like this. And the reason why I even got into making short form content is because these make really, really great ads, especially with target cost campaigns, where you let Meta decide how much it can spend any given day. So I will just have a really high daily budget. I can just show you this as well. So I'll have a high daily budget for these. But then Meta will only spend if it can get me sales within that budget. And here you can see, for example, that was latest Instagram content. And so the best one that it could find me buyers with was this one, which also did quite decently on the channel, right? But I basically just use it to have ads that look more like organic content, and it lifts the overall performance of my account, and they do really, really well with target cost campaigns. All right, so that's who I follow, and why I told you this here. There's also a few other people. Yes, the replay will be in the community. I don't know how long I want to leave it up outside. But probably a day or 2. Hey, hi, Thomas. Great to see the evolution. Yes, I feel like we're getting somewhere. Can you imagine what it's going to look like in a year from now? I also love role modeling, like evolving your product and investing back in your product. So woohoo, thank you. And they work really well. Whenever I do it consistently, you see the increase in signups for Growth, Evelyn. So it's so easy to do them. You just have to actually do it. The knowledge guide is here now, but I can't fully push it yet. See, it did this really nicely. Incorporated all of them and the sequences as well. But I cannot push it yet because I'm also doing other things, like I'm making basically like a funnel dashboard for you guys with performance metrics. And I also have overhauled the offer pricing setting. So I just need to scope it right before I publish again. Anyway, why I actually wanted to share the people with you that I follow. So for Instagram, definitely my coach here. Then also, he is the content creator behind Dan Martell, and absolutely brilliant. Like such a gem, and it's just coming out, starting to do more content. I really love the way he thinks. It's very clear. And from him, I got a cool freebie. So definitely make sure to check out his account and then comment under his post because where is he now? This is such a helpful tool. There you go. So basically, he has this viral idea finder GPT, and it's so good. So basically, I used it to script and record 7 talking head reels the other day, and it was the first time that it was actually good. So now they're just being edited, but I want to show you. I will not only take the carousel post from here, but I will also put it here in his viral topic finder. I see you uploaded. So which niche do you want me? I teach people how to start and grow low ticket online subscription businesses like school or a membership or a SaaS. Mostly the ads there. Here's more info about my community, because what I really like about making the content from the paid content is it naturally perfectly leads back into it, but we kind of just try to widen the appeal so it's not too specific. And then what I like about this, it's always kind of based on questions. So we can see if we can find another topic in here. So for now, I like actually this. And what I want to say is, please now build the social media carousel about this topic, really based on exactly my content. So we can let this cook while this cooks. Okay, the offer is not bad, it's just untested. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can... Questions: why do most memberships feel hard to sell? Hook, your membership is not failing because it's cheap, it's failing because strangers have not voted on it yet. A lot of people built a course. Okay. Should I start with a free group or a paid one? Great topic. Actually, great topic. So I'm just gonna put this separately as a note. So I really love how he basically built it up. The first payment is the hardest payment. Why are low-ticket memberships easier to grow than high-ticket programs? I'm not even sure if that's true. Why do people cancel memberships? Too niche. How do I make my membership feel valuable? Yes. Ads are not just for scaling, ads are for the truth. I like this. Why should I run ads to a new membership? Your low ticket offer should not feel low value. How do I sell something cheap without making it look cheap? Your school community needs a job. What should my school community actually do? I like this one too. The dead horse offer. When should you kill a membership idea is also really good. So the ideas are so good because it's also the questions that I get, but it's hard for me to step outside of that. How should I price my membership? I'm gonna have to make so many videos. How do I make a free trial? Yes, this is more niche, but these are great YouTube videos, and I know my members are interested in that. How do I stop people from canceling? Churn starts on day one is also so true. The best membership promise is board. These are all good. Holy. I can literally take like all of them. There's almost no point in just one challenge can sell the whole membership. Sell a sprint, also so good. The 20s, these are so good. Holy guacamole, these are really, really good. Okay, so let's see which one do we most want to go with here. Well, rank by how big the audience is that the topic appeals to, plus how likely it is for people to then join my community. Let's make a priority matrix, right? Because we can't do it all. Ads are not for scaling, ads are for truth. The offer is not bad, it's just untested. You do not build the whole thing before you sell it. Must make. I like the first payment is the hardest payment. Okay. Please write the scripts for 1, 2, 3, and 9. Okay, now we can see what this did in the meantime. How are you guys doing? That's wonderful for lazy people like me. I love that. Okay, so it's making our scripts here. Now let's see to edit them. Ads are not just for scaling, they're for truth. Should you run ads? I don't think these are the scripts yet. Are these the scripts yet? Not yet polished enough to feel like spoken word scripts. They need to sharpen in 3 ways. Okay, give me the ready ones. Ads are not just for scaling, ads are for telling you the truth. Most people think ads are something you turn on after your offer is already working. I think that is backwards because ads are not only for making sales, ads are for finding out if strangers actually care. Your followers might like you, your friends might support you, your current audience might tell you this is such a good idea, but cold traffic does not care about your feelings. Cold traffic tells you the truth. It tells you if your promise is clear, it tells you if the pain is real, it tells you if people are curious enough to click, and it tells you if your offer is ready to scale, needs to be fixed, or needs to be killed. I see this all the time. Someone spent 6 weeks building a membership, set up the school community, record the trades. This is so true. My goodness. Record the training, they make the branding, they write the welcome post, they make 14 channels. That is not true. Then they launch it and 3 people join. And now they think maybe I need more content. No, you don't know that yet. You might just have an offer that has never been tested with people who do not already know your lesson. So before you build the whole thing, run a simple validation test, put one clear promise in front of the cold audience, send people to the about page. I like it. I don't like the second hook though. So we can refine this because this is great. Now, instead of writing all these ideas, I'm just going to refine this to be accurate. So I like the question as the second hook. So we're going to do hook 1 and then hook 2. This is also going to make a great ad. Should you run ads if your membership is still new? Ads are not just for scaling. So I can do one or the other, and I can do both stacked. That's good. Most people think ads are, I think that's backwards. That's good. I see this all the time. Someone's built 6, they set up the school, record the training, make the branding, write the welcome post, then they launch and no, okay, you don't need that. Yet you might just have an offer that's been tested. Okay, I would say what you need is to validate your offer. So before you spend more time building something that might never scale, before you build the whole thing, run a simple validation ad test. Use proven formulas like these for your about page. Test different about page banners and a loom walking them through your vision. Spend 30 to 80 $1 on it, then watch what strangers do. Do they click? Do they start? Do they buy? Do they ignore it? The data tells you what you actually have. If people buy it, scale it. If people click but not buying, fix the offer. If nobody cares, stop trying to save a dead horse. And move to the next offer. Move on to the next offer. Okay, I like it. So I'm gonna put that in and I'm gonna plan that as a script. So we accidentally just did the Reels one first, but it just came to us. So we actually will have to plan it in another week because I already have some planned for this week. So I try to have them edited as early as possible so I can just let them sit in my trial reels. Let me just see if you guys have questions. So true about cold traffic, they literally could care less. Yes, it's just the brutal honesty we need. Thank you for joining live. People think they need so much content before they can launch, building like the Wizard of Oz, a velvet curtain, then coming through like, who wants to buy this? Yes, literally no one. I think it's a defense mechanism to overbuild pre-launch. Yeah, I think I think at its core, often it's also clarity work for people, or it feels like clarity work, like clarifying how I can deliver value, etc. But the truth is that only people other than yourself will ever be able to tell you. But if you now start to go out with your offerings, what is happening is the brutal feedback from, people who don't have a relationship with you. And so it feels like rejection instead of data, as in like what is actually helpful, what is actually wanted on the market. So I think a big problem there is thinking it's a bug, not understanding it's a feature, and that everyone has to go through this phase of being rejected until they find what the market actually wants from them specifically. So I couldn't agree more on that. So I just wanted to quickly show you, I try to have all of my reels edited as fast as possible and uploaded to trial reels, and then I just let them sit in the trials, and then when I'm ready to publish, then I published. So it's good to let them just sit there and collect some data. Then you also know which variation as well. That's also why I wrote down a couple different hooks, because we can test those as variations. So here the next one that I have is how to run better ads. But it gets increasingly more niche. So this is the one we are posting tomorrow, how to run better ads in niche edition. And this one is actually ready. Let me see if I can get into my trial reels from here. I can't. That's okay. It's already sitting there, so I know which one it is. So this one is planned. Then I need to see if I have other ones left. So let me just quickly check what else I got here. I don't think I have any other ones left that are pre-recorded. So then we can start to plan them out like this. So we have carousel story reels, and then we're gonna do ads are not just for scaling, ads are for truth, and we're gonna link the script. And then we can have another kind of storytelling one in the next week after that. I try to mix like the talking heads with other formats. The offer might not be bad, it might just be a lot of people panic way too early. They launch a membership, they get a few likes, comments. This looks amazing. This is not in the right direction. Should you finish your whole membership? Building 40 lessons before your first buyer is productive procrastination. Yes. Make with memberships. They built the full course content library, perfect school setup, branding templates, welcome sequence, roadmap, bonus vault. Failing fails exposed. Yes. I literally said the rejection piece. Interesting. I've seen people spend a whole month on getting ready. I've seen people years getting ready. But it's also avoidable. Do the opposite. Sell the smallest version first. Pick one painful problem. Create a clear promise. Okay, so I think nobody bought the promised model, not the assets. I think this is also great. Just have to edit it a little bit to instruct like clearly on the validation ad. But from a topic perspective, I want to use it. Because that's one of the biggest mistakes people make. I'm gonna do this also as a Friday reel. So I don't want to keep you hostage while I do the same, like editing things. I'll just go through and I'll make sure it's accurate and truthful. Then we have week 4. Let me see if we have another one in here based on this. The best membership promises. Why do some memberships sell faster than others? A lot of people try to make the membership sounds bigger than it needs to be. Join my creator business. That's what they build your first $29 paid school in 30 days without recording a full course. It's not fancy, but it's clear. Yeah, I think it's workable. And the topic is there. So I'm going to do that too. And this is going to go here. Okay, so I have my talking head reels done. Now I just need my other formats as well. Let's see how the carousel came out. So why your business feels like an uphill battle, it's probably not your funnel, your copy, or your ad. Here's what's actually going on. Your offer determines if your business moves or stalls. Most businesses don't blame their funnel, their ads, their copy. When things feel slow, the real reason is simpler. It comes down to whether your offer has product to market fit. Here's what that means and how you can find where you stand. I like it. Uphill below, and I will send you the full video on validation ads. Yeah, I like this. The only thing is I really don't like the design. And I went back to my Instagram account and I realized that these carousels here that I did with Cloud, they did not get as much love. And I also think they were not as good for my personal brand. So let me just show you a couple. Where are they? Oh, am I in the Reels tab? Yeah. Okay, that's the problem. So this here, if we look at the insights, 3,000 views, right? So that's not quite impressive. Then this one here took me a lot of time to make. 5,000, okay, it's okay, but it's not like, you know, extremely good. This one here. Oh, this has 8,000. Okay, this is not bad. But I think, you know, the difference is I'm on this one and I'm not on those necessarily. And then when we go a little bit back to these here, 4,000. Also 4,000. What about this one here? 8,000. Okay. 5,000. So these are all not, you know, super crazy good. But when we look a little bit further back, when I did these performed so much better. 20,000 views. 16,000 views. 17,000 views. So this was actually, from a format perspective, these were better for me than this one. 23,000 views, right? So, and I think they're also better for my personal brand. So I'm going back to, or this one also, look at these. These were all 33,000 views. So these were all better than the purely generated ones. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to say, create a CSV with the subheadlines, headlines, main text, takeaways, and separate columns. So I can import it into Canva. So I think, yeah, this just, I don't know. I think it also immediately kind of gives you the idea that it's AI generated, even though I think it does look nice, but I don't think it's, I will do what got the most traction. So, and that was this template here. So we're going to do that again. Okay, so we're going to make a copy. Template link, I'm also going to add it for you guys in the chat. So you can grab that as well. Carousel template link. No worries. Never mind, you just answered. Okay, perfect. So are you posting as trial reels and then taking the ones that perform best and running as ads? Yes. We try to make multiple variations of every reel I record, just different hooks, small editing differences. And then I upload all of them to the trial reels. I publish the one that gets the most views, but I also will test all of them as ads. All right, so now we have this and we're going to turn it into a template. So basically we're gonna make this the headline and then we need subheadline, etc. So I'm just leaving one here. And for the rest, I'm gonna do bulk create. For this one here, I'm gonna upload different image. So I always try to have new images of me. And ideally, they're not AI generated. I just like them to be actually ideally me. And then I try to always have some around, basically. And now we have this. So it has slide, type, the eyebrow. Okay, this is what it's called. Offer strategy for online business owners. I don't need that. I need the headline, the main text, and their takeaways. Remove all of these. Perfect. Now we can download it and we can bulk create the carousel. And now while I do that, I can already tell it to write the next carousel. So it also had this one. So now create a CSV like this, but with the content for this topic. Exactly based on my transcript. Can we auto match it? Let's see. That's a new one. I didn't see that before. Okay, it did not match anything. Okay. How was that again? That's a bit weird. Let's see if that helps it. There you go. For some reason that is possible. Headline. And then we had the main text and the takeaway. So let's make this the main text and let's make this the takeaway. Now we also this is so weird. There must be some sort of maybe some sort of layer over it. Ah, I see. It's actually not a text style. It's a rectangle and the text is added to it. So Ibarra Real. And then we need the effects and the background effect, no roundness. And we can just pull something from here. And then for the subheadings, it was Solomon Sons. Okay. And it was not big, it was 30. And let's do this like so. And then we can also keep the effect after. Okay, so let's continue. View the design. If your business feels like an up, it's probably not your funnel. Did it say the same thing here, or did it just give me a very random CSV? Yeah, it just gave me a very random CSV. And now it is also gonna have the same problems probably. Not your funnel, your copy. Okay, so I think it just got cut off for the uphill battle carousel. Just divide, or just give me the headlines. Just give me the headlines. Split the headlines and the main text in a CSV file. So something I did wrong with generating it. But now I can use this to adjust the fonts a little bit better. Okay, let's see if this works better now. We'll create, upload. Headline, main text, continue. Yeah, I like it. One thing I forgot was the background color. So we're gonna do it again. A little bit more properly this time. So this was too big of a font. This needs to be wider. And then I also need an element over this. Now we can do it again. Yeah, now I like it a lot better. Okay. Then we have this, and let me just see if making it darker looks better, or if we should put a box behind it. I think we should put a box behind it. Yeah, I think this is better. Then we actually don't need the filter, and we should make this black. No, I think it works. Okay. This is gonna need a little bit more space. Okay. Same here. Okay, perfect. And then just comment, uphill, and I'll send you this below. And that doesn't need anything else. Okay, this is done. And we can put it here into the carousel. Now I also want to write the caption with it, so I do have a script, a skill for that. That I can also share with you guys. Let me see if you have any questions. Do you also test organic carousels as ads or just the reels? I did test a lot of carousels as ads in the past. They often just don't get me the results. So I would usually only do it in like a retargeting campaign back to my profile, but that's it. So usually not do anything else. Okay, so then we had this one. Now also do the same CSV for the audience feedback. Then we need a few more carousels, so we're gonna need some more content for that. So what we can do is we can go into another traffic challenge recording and get the next carousel ideas. So I just copy the transcript. Now, what carousel ideas do you find in here? Did I not just add all the boxes here? Am I losing my mind? Did I just add all of the boxes here and are they not here anymore? Guys, tell me if I'm losing my mind here. Anyway, so it wrote the post here. Most people blame their funnel, their copy, or their ads when things feel slow. The real issue is simpler. Your offer either has product to market fit or it doesn't. When it does, a little push moves a lot. When it doesn't, you grind hard and nothing shifts. Same effort, completely different result. Here's the part most people skip. You can't assess your offer honestly. You're too close. Every offer sits on this. Knowing which state you're in helps you fastest way to find out. Perfect. Now we can do the next one. Just don't fully understand what happened there with the box, but we'll get it back eventually. Let's see if this works when I just group these together. So maybe then it expands as I'm entering the text. We'll see. And I need a different image of myself somewhere. Okay. Okay. Let's upload it. Or let's also make sure it's working on the next one. You only have 2 jobs in your business. Why marketing is not what you think it is. I like it. The poor traffic in framework. Okay, these are all actually good. Sorry guys. So I'm going to go with please write the CSV for the carousel for this. I like this. And then did we already download the next one? Yes. We need to upload it under book though. Up here, does not have anyone. Headline, main text, continue. Oh, it does expand with it. Okay, good. Could have changed this color. Okay. I'm reading as I'm editing this. These are pretty good. I will send you full video for validation ads. That's great. Okay. This one is looking good. And again, download as PDF. And then the same for this. So this I think is pretty clear. What I want to do is, now it's actually working really well. So let me just read this as well to make sure most people think. This is really good. So what I want to say is, based on the work we have done here, write a new carousel creation skill that generates and ranks their ideas and then writes the content based on the exact transcript and builds a CSV like this. So this works for me better at the moment than generating it. I'm gonna make the skill and pass it on to you. There's the last one we can make. So this is good. We're gonna call this why asking your audience if your offer is good is the worst marketing research. So worst marketing research. The next carousel is here. And let's read the copy here. Everyone gets the same advice. Ask your audience, show it to a friend, give feedback from people you know. Problem is none of those people can give you what you actually need. I like this. The only thing is now we have two that are focused on the validation ads. So what I want to do is I actually want to move them a little bit over. Let me just quickly also add the image here. Here, I also want to add the image. There you go, it's back. But you saw that, or did I just not see it? Am I going crazy? Am I going crazy? No, I just linked the wrong thing. Okay, it's back. Copy link. Okay, so I think we know how to do this, right? Now I want to save the skill. And I'm gonna download it as well. And I'm gonna give that one to you. As well. So this is carousel CSV skill. CSV writing carousel content writing skill. Perfect. So I think we got this. I do like the marketing post a lot. So I'm just gonna create that as well. And we're gonna create a new template. Let's get another image going. Maybe one with glasses where it looks smart. Yeah. Let's get the glasses going. That's the same background. We don't want that. We want a little bit more variety there. So how about Yeah, this one is nice. And this time we also do this properly. Or should we do this color? I like this. Okay. Why marketing is not what you think it is. Perfect. So I can make those little tweaks after, just before I post, because I would want to proofread anyways. Where's the next carousel? And then I wanted to write the text for us. And I think I just want to switch the position of these two. Let's do this on. Okay, that's something I need to fix in there very clearly. Okay, but we have the carousels now. Let's do, other than that, we have the Facebook posts left, and we also have the emails left and the long form videos. So let's next go after, okay, so when people hear marketing, they think content, ads plus emails. Here I need to switch out the call to action as well. But it's close enough. I can send to my marketing prompts here. Let's now take the same video content and let's do our emails as well. So I want to create a long form direct response copy post with less than 4,000 characters from this transcript. And this is using my long form direct response copy skill that I use for emails, Facebook posts, YouTube community posts. So I'm going to make sure to share that in the chat as well. There it is already. I think the previous one did not save properly, and we also need to rename it. Long form direct response copy skill. that's the next one. Okay, so the dead horse, you've been told to optimize the offer, so you do. Nobody told you optimization only works if the offer has life. I like it. The downhill feeling, most people have only ever felt the uphill. I like the downhill feeling, so option 2. So just write it general now with less than 4,000 characters based on my exact transcript. Because I just want to tailor then myself to the platform. And for this, these are great because they really just need a picture. So on Instagram, we'll be posting this one today. Then we could post on Facebook. A post. So this one would be the downhill feeling. And the image that I want for that is this one that we're also going to have in the carousel. And that's also the one that we're going to do as an email. And we're also going to make sure to launch, once we've created the storytelling ones, we're also going to make sure to launch them as ads as well, because they make really, really great ads. Okay. Okay, so let's get this onto a doc. The downhill feeling. There's a feeling most people chase their whole career, but only a handful ever find. It's the moment when heart stops feeling hard. Their whole career is not right because it's business owners. What else could I say? It's the moment when heart stops feeling hard, not because the work disappears, not because you stop showing up, but because something underneath shifts and suddenly everything you touch has momentum behind it. I had a season like that in my business. I added $10,000 monthly recurring revenue, then 20, then 30 on top of that, not because I worked harder than ever, because I finally had an offer that was ready. Let me back up. Before that sprint, I spent years in the other version, the uphill version, where you push and the car barely moves. You tweak the copy, you change the price, you try a different funnel, and nothing quite works enough to ever feel like it's moving on its own. That's what most people are living in, not because they're doing it wrong, but because their offer doesn't have product to market fit. Without it, every single day is a battle. So true. Here's the image I keep coming back to. Sitting on a bike at the top of a hill, wind behind you, gravity pulling you forward. You barely have to pedal and you're flying. That's what it feels when your offer is right, when it fits 100%. When the people you're talking to are already leaning towards what you have. Now, push that same bike uphill, legs burning, out of breath, every 3 times the effort and fraction. The worst part, you can't always tell which one you're on until you bring real strangers to your offer, not your members, not your friends, not your own instincts, strangers who have never heard from you and have no reason to be kind. The people already in your world have a filter. They know you. Perfect. Cold traffic tells you the truth, and when the truth is good, you'll know it, because nothing feels like pushing anymore. I have offers right now that have life but still need work. My traffic challenge went, I would say, after introducing my traffic challenge, my community went from that's real growth, but it's not full product to market fit yet, which is why I keep refining. It has life, it just hasn't hit the downward momentum fully yet. And then I've had offers that hit, and when they hit, I didn't have to convince myself to keep going. I just ran. The version of your business is possible, not someday, not when everything is perfect, but when your offer finally fits the people it's meant for. If you're building off the uphill, drop a comment below. Tell me where. Okay, so, but you have to start focusing on building on actually on real product to market fit. The first step to doing that is to run validation ads, and then from here I can make the call to action. We just need the most entrepreneurs chase for years, but only a handful ever find. I think this is great. So just quickly, is this grammatically right? So I think what I actually have to do is I have to now make a YouTube video about it. As well. So because then I can lead into the video and into growth, Evelyn. So we're gonna do the same thing here again. And so we can make our content for our membership more attractive, more digestible, and lead perfectly into the membership by making YouTube videos around it. So this is the content for my membership, or this is the content inside my membership. I want to create a YouTube video that perfectly leads into this, is super valuable, but doesn't give away the farm. What's the strategy for the content? Write it completely correctly. Lead into the validation content, what to give on YouTube, the diagnosis framework, name the free, help them identify which one they're in, what to withhold, what budget to run, what to look for in the results. Okay, strategic bridge, I like it. Why your offer isn't selling, it's probably not what you think. I think the diagnosis framework is okay, the angle. So let's first think about what viral YouTube video titles would fit. I have a skill for that. I'm going to drop it for you. We have YouTube title creator. YouTube title creator. There you go. The tools we use ourselves always turn out the best as we fix all the minor things too. Love these over the shoulder sessions. Thank you. Yes, that's why, I love like when I notice these little things. Okay, so title 1, the real reason your offer isn't selling, it's not your marketing. Stop. I like this actually. It's not your marketing. Thumbnail A. how to know if your offer is worth before. So let's also try the other one. Let's also try the other viral YouTube title skill we have, and let's come up with 11 more based on that skill. So I have another one that I also like, which is viral YouTube titles. So I'm going to give you that one too, and I'm also going to use it here. And then alternative YouTube title finder. Okay, so how to validate any offer before you waste another year on it, how to get honest market feedback. What nobody tells you about the offer mistake that keeps coaches stuck for years. None of these feels truly right. I like this actually the most because it at least shows proof. How about this? 49 to 80K MRR. How to build offers to build for product to market fit community offer. Case study maybe, or just community offer. Okay, so how my community offer went from how to build for product to market fit. Most search-friendly product to market fit for your community offer. I like how to find product to market fit for digital offers. And then thumbnail says 49 to 80K. And now I think what we could do is we could build like a really cool timeline artifact. How to find product to market for digital offers. Okay, perfect. Take what I've given you and build a visual timeline for it, similar to this artifact, but in my YouTube branding exactly based on what I teach, with bullet points walking them through the process. So I did give a training today about building artifacts, and we did have a really cool artifact that I built, like a timeline builder. This is not the right one. I think this is the right one, if it loads. Yes. So that would be a nice way to look at it with the audience, so they see it from a different perspective. And I'm gonna again paste the same transcript so it doesn't lose the context. So this will be for the Facebook post. So what I would say now is comment fit below, and I'll send you my validation ads training. And I sent you the validation ads training from my traffic 3.0. Facebook post. Then this one is great as well. So we can make a copy of this for the email. Want to learn exactly how to do that? It's what I am teaching on day 3 of the Ultimate Traffic Challenge 3.0. You can get instant access when joining the 7-day free trial of Grow with Evelyn. Cancel anytime. Or I would just say, hope this helps, and then hugs Evelyn, and then I would say, PS, want to learn exactly how. PPS, want to see what members say about the challenge. Here are some recent wins. And then I would insert like free screenshots. Facebook stories, this is clear. School post. I would actually like to make this a school post as well. I would just put this as the school post too. School post PS. So I can just use this exactly as is. I'm gonna use it with the image. And the same thing here. So this goes really, really a long way. This is opening the discussion. And then here we're gonna have the video that we're just creating. Let me map the principles. Yes, to the principles. Just also include the visual timeline of finding product to market. Okay, now it's building this. And this is gonna be the video. We can already create a thumbnail for it. So just going for thumbnail. Okay. So how we're doing this is like this. And then we're adding the text. This I can close. To MRR, and then I can upload again. I have the picture of me. This didn't work so well. So what I like to actually do as a first step is just sketch it out in here. It's not so pretty, I recognize that. And then I like to actually go to ChatGPT now and say, please turn my draft into a viral YouTube thumbnail. Don't change how my face looks. And this kind of gives me an idea of how I want to lay it out. How do you come up with the YouTube ideas? You paste the transcript and then you find the viral title. So those are these two skills that I just shared in here. The YouTube title creator and the YouTube title finder. I'm gonna paste them in the chat again as well. You popped it right away. Okay, sorry, I thought. You hadn't seen it. So we let this cook. This is also working. I showed you how to write this. So this will be the YouTube one. And then the next community post, we have the storytelling one, then we have the YouTube one, then we're gonna gift an artifact. So that will be the artifact gift from the YouTube, like matching with the YouTube video. So artifact gift. And I would say I'm going to give them about page banner templates plus tutorial, and then link back to the validation video. So that's going to be nice and round there. Community post. This will also be a community post as well. Do I have community post earlier as well? Community post. So I'm going to do this also as the community post. And I'm gonna make a copy. YouTube community post, the downhill feeling. And then what I'm just gonna say here is I've just planned, or I've just prepared a new video where I teach this. So keep an eye out. Hugs, Evelyn. Right, so that's perfect. And then I can use the same, again, storytelling piece also as the community post with the downhill feeling. And when we have launched new ads here, we're also going to make it as an ad. So now transition into the call to action to join Grow with Evelyn, where we have the new traffic challenge 3.0, including an app, and where I teach them validation on day 3 using the app and my processes. 7 days free trial, cancel anytime. All right, so we also gonna launch this as a storytelling ad, and we're gonna advertise Grow with Evelyn. We're gonna use these as the creatives as well. And we're just gonna make another copy for the ad copy. Ad copy downhill. What is it doing? The free offer state, optimize your move. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull it in again. I want an artifact like this. Let me just see uphill versus downhill. This is still... Okay, so I didn't nail that. This is true. To offer states. So other than the first one, this is good, but I also wanted something a little bit different, so I'll let it work on this. The only way to know which hill you're on is put your offer in front of strangers. That's what validation ads are for. And if you want me to walk you through exactly how to do that, that's what I built Grow with Evelyn for. So I would say you can learn that in what I teach. That's one of the things I teach in Grow with Evelyn. We just launch your traffic. It runs inside our app. And on day 3, I take you through my full validation process step by step, the exact methods I use to tell the difference between an offer I use. Join now with 7 days. Okay. Oh, I see there was a little issue with this, so I need to investigate why I couldn't plan it. And then we have another school post here as well. What I wanted to do for this one was low ticket versus high ticket podcast. So I took the discussion that I had with Aiden, and I basically went with Notebook LM. I uploaded all of the low ticket versus high ticket discussions into Notebook LM and made a podcast from it, and it turned out really well. So I downloaded it and I uploaded the file into Canva, and I gave it a little thumbnail. And I definitely want to share this one. So I think this one will be great. Here I just need, I'm sorry, guys. I just need the post for that. So this is the link. This is the image. And then I have another skill for you guys. Oh yeah, see, that's what I wanted. Put offer, run meta ads. Okay, I will have to answer. Think this through in real life. What will the actual journey to product to market fit look like if you use ads to validate and refine your offer? So I have another skill for you. Before that, I think I want to write another story. I think the downhill feeling is the best one in here, but maybe we can also do this. Now, based on my exact transcript, please write the story for this. So next skill I have for you is my school community post skill. And this is always when I use a YouTube video. So school community post skill. And let me show you what it does. After I shared it with you. The first YouTube title creator is linked to the carousel creator. Okay, let me see that. YouTube title creator. Let me try again. Okay, let me know if it works now if you refresh it. Let me just see which one it was. I think it was the very long one. Okay, so I just want to see which one I have. Yeah, okay, so that one was the right one. me just see if I can get the transcript of this one here. Can you get me the transcript of the second once it generated? Okay. Let me see if I can post this here. Maybe this works. Otherwise, I need to see if I can get it out. Okay, it doesn't allow me for this. Yes, write a summary. But this won't do what I wanted to do, so let me see if I can do that. Please extract transcript. Gemini usually does it. I don't know if the video is too long. In the meantime, we can read the next story. Most people never stop to ask if the thing they're fixing is worth fixing. They just fix because that's what you're supposed to do. Find what's broken. Nobody tells you that some things aren't. They're just dead. I've watched people spend months, years pouring everything into an offer that was never going to work. That needed a funeral, not a facelift. Yes. There's a version of running a business where you always one tweak away, one funnel change, one new hook, one better email sequence, and you keep going because the logic makes sense. If I fix this part, it'll work. If I refine that piece, it'll click, but it never clicks. And the exhausting part isn't the work, it's the hope, the constant quiet hope that it's the next round of change that will finally move the needle. Here's what nobody says out loud. Not every offer has life in it. Some of them are a car that will never drive again. No amount of optimization, traffic, no amount of tweaking will change that. That's good. The cruel part, it can feel almost like it's working, just not quite. This is so true. Perfect. So we're going to use that as the second one. So that's great. I can just use this basically as is. Dead horse. Add a dead horse, and then there's a mistake. That's one of the things. Okay. So I'm just gonna actually add that here as the second ad copy, because when I launch ads, I'll do more than one. So plus dead horse. Okay, so now let's look at this. Offer put in front of cold market. Run meta ads. Yeah, it still doesn't get it. Maybe you need to show cycles to get to product to market fit. Maybe the timeline isn't the right one here. Maybe it needs a different way to illustrate it. Yikes. The colors are all off. Can you please try again? But actually, I can use that as a template here. So what I'll do is put this here. Notice that. And then we're gonna do magic layers. To get all of the layers. Perfect. Now we have this and we can plan our school community post. Just gonna say, Claude, please write my community announcement post for this podcast. The video is directly in the post. There is a quiz, not a video. Okay, this time. So now it just writes the post that I actually want to make in the school community. What made you pick that specific transcript from Grow with Evelyn for the YouTube video and direct response? What's your thinking around choosing specific teachings for your external content? That's such a good idea. So if I look at the traffic challenge, day one was mostly kind of setup and explaining what we're doing. So setting the stage for the next round and for the next round and just for the cockpit itself. Day two with the high ticket, so I'll absolutely go into that as the next one. So I'll basically, when it's just setup work, there's not so much to teach. I could probably pull the success principles, but the offer validation, this is such a big one because that's literally what I see when the members start to test more offers. It gives them the quickest breakthrough. So I always want to create content on the front end where I want my members also to pay attention. And mostly right now, I want them to pay attention to testing more offers more quickly and really just being aware of product to market fit, that they're fighting harder than they should. I also think that the low ticket versus high ticket discussion is super valuable, but we just did it so extensively inside of Grow with Evelyn that I want to let it sit a little bit, and then I'm bringing it back after. Because here we spent a lot of time, there was a lot of energy, and this I think was not met with enough energy in Grow with Evelyn. So I can kind of push there with my organic content to get the awareness back. And once this becomes a second thought again, the organic content hits them again. So it's whether it's suitable or not, it's not suitable if the content mostly is set up that's only relevant for the members inside. But as soon as content is valuable for inside as well outside, I will just sequence it rather than it's this or that. I will be like, okay, what is where I want to create the most attention and momentum right now. And I will basically think of the existing members before I think about new members, if that makes sense. So, right now you have the biggest momentum with your marketing treasure chest. So that's where I would probably put most of the attention around building this out and adding more, etc. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, low ticket, high ticket. The debate was excellent. Yeah, it was really cool. I love the podcast that it made, actually, really a lot. So here, see, this is how I have those posts for the school communities written. High ticket versus low ticket, the great debate. Most creators pick the pricing model based on what sounds good, not what their nervous system can actually hold. In this one, we debate the real trade-offs. So say that this is a Notebook LM podcast based on the discussion I had with Aiden in group Evelyn, and that it's a great summary and really worth tuning in. So it couldn't have that context, but that's what we want for the structure for the school community posts when it is a video. Funny enough, even Kirby in their training is talking about low to high for synthesizer scaling and high ticket itself. Yeah. It's interesting, because we're on both sides of the spectrum, but most people just actually want to do both. Okay, so we're almost done with this. This is a Notebook LM podcast generated from a discussion, and it's really a great summary of everything we covered. Worth tuning in. In this one, we debate the real trade-offs between high ticket, low ticket scaling, so you can figure out which architecture fits your life. Real math problem with building, what high ticket actually does to client behavior, a self-funding loop for creators who want to start low risk, where both models agree, and which season fits each life. Yep, I love this. This is gonna be fun. Share your results below and let's discuss. Okay, so Instagram Reels, I just repurpose my Reels from Instagram, so they just get published there as well. And I think I've now covered almost every format. Comments is just valuable comments that we make. We don't necessarily need to plan them. Community posts I showed you are these long form story posts. I actually have this other one that I also need to put, right? So community post, here we did the downhill feeling. Here's the community post. We're gonna do this one, the dead horse. And again, I'll just tweak the call to action to the platform itself. And then this is gonna be another good email as well, the dead horse. And this can then potentially already link back to a video. Okay, so your order of operations is Reels and carousels. Reels all go trial Reels and are turned into ads. Carousel stays organic and come from membership content. We use the response skill for the copy on ads as well as carousels. Then pick the best anchor YouTube content from teaching what serves current members, but also appeals to people outside. Yes, exactly. So let's see how it does here, or how we're doing here with this. So here you can see now I basically made everything into like separate elements, and I just want to do it one more time, like separately here, so we can use it as like a cheat sheet for building the thumbnail, if that makes sense. So we have this here, we keep this here, and then it has the recurring revenue there. So let's do this, send to back. The recurring revenue we can just grab from here. It is 80,000 now. It was all the way like stuck all the time, like 79. So that's nice. Thank you for making my thumbnail not, it's almost 80,000, but it's actually exactly. I appreciate that very much. And I want to put this again and maybe remove the background so I can peek over it. And then we have black fade. So I think I need something like this. And I'm gonna put this send to back. Oh no. Okay. And then this we can do something from here, maybe, yeah. I just leave this, I think. I don't think we need the here's how. Maybe validation. I think one of my problems is I always put too much on my thumbnails. But I actually want it like this so it does look more like school. I think we can leave it like this. Where did we have this one? So what does it say here? Option 1, validation loop, circular diagram, stacked rounds, each validation round. Okay. Test 1. Honestly, I think most likely I'm just going to go with this artifact. Was not far off, I just needed to fix this uphill versus downhill. And I think that is completely fine. So I think I'm just gonna go with this one as the artifact. Put the chat as the link in here. And the title is how to find product to market fit. I think what we could do is we could add school somewhere. But let's see. Okay. I think I gave you all my skills and I showed you everything. Let me know if there's any format that you still want to see where you're not sure, or you want to see it again, or any skills you're missing, or any questions you have. Other than that, I would now prepare the recording for day 4 of the traffic challenge. I'm going to put this as a bonus, and then I'm going to make sure that all of the skills are linked there for you as well. All right. Let me just take my sip of my coffee. Alrighty, I see you in the community. Day 4 recordings are coming out soon, and thank you so much for having been on with me. Bye for now.